And Dr. Kamene Udo is the Senior Registrar, Department of Pediatrics, University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Uyo. He joins us virtually for more on the situation there. Thank you for joining us on the program. I'd like to get your thoughts on why you think there is a surge in cases, and what's really happening in Akwa-Ibom.
Well, thank you for having me online this evening. The rising cases of COVID-19 in Akwa-Ibom State could be attributed to, Akwa-Ibom State is one state that has 2 molecular labs for testing of COVID-19. We have Akwa-Ibom State's molecular laboratory diagnostic lab at Itumba, world-class built by the state governor. We also have a PCR in the University of Uyo Hospital. So because we have been testing a lot of people, and the tests are free in Akwa-Ibom State, we have a lot of people coming in to have tests carried out on them. So that could attribute to the rising cases of COVID-19 in Akwa-Ibom State. However, I also know that the current variant here, Delta variant, is highly transmissible. It spread faster. So that could also be the reason why we're having high cases of COVID-19. But by and large, I think because Akwa-Ibom State is testing a lot of people and they are not paid for it, that the test here is free. So that could be the reason why we're having an increased number of cases.
Dr. Udo, yes, tell us about children. Are they presenting with COVID-19? Have there been cases in your hospital? And what are the symptoms?
Yeah, as we all know that the rates of infections of COVID-19 among children is not very high when you compare to adults. But we have been seeing increasing number of children with COVID-19. It will interest you to know that they present just like any other upper respiratory infections, malaria, cough, fast breathing, weakness. So it's just like every other upper respiratory infection, or even vomiting and loss of appetite. But it's just when you have a high index of suspicions and you go into testing it and you discover that they are positive to COVID-19. So we have a few cases of children being infected with COVID-19. And however, the cases are not severe in children. Of course, there are so many theories that will account for that. The malaria endemicity in children in this area, also maybe the issue of that previous use of anti-malaria can be why we are not seeing high cases of COVID-19 among children. But by and large, we still have children coming down with COVID-19 and they present like upper respiratory infection.
Finally, what is your advice? How do you separate COVID-19 symptoms from perhaps any other common cold or other ailment? What's your advice to parents or guardians?
Well, it all starts with high index of suspicions, a good history, where the person is coming from. Of course, where the person is coming from is not even more important these days. But when you see a child present to your facility with cough, fever, fast breathing, and maybe weakness, is important. You do COVID-19 screening test for such a child. Perhaps it may turn out to be COVID-19 positive. So it's just that you need high index of suspicion. Of course, with the availability of PCR lab in University of Uyo Hospital, also with the state's molecular lab, we can do this test free of charge for children and even for adults. So when you suspect it, you go in and do the test and advise the parents about COVID-19 protocol so that you further limit the spread of COVID-19.
We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Dr. Kamene Udo is the Senior Registrar, Department of Pediatrics, University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. Thank you for joining us on the program.